Do not buy multi-generational house. Last week we talked about the pros and cons of a multi-generational house, but do not buy one until you talk about these items. So welcome back to my channel. Today we're going into one of the hottest trends in real estate that's completely changing how families approach home ownership. Did you know that multi-generational home buying has increased over 30% in the last 5 years? That's right, more families are pooling their resources and buying homes together. And honestly, it's a great idea. But before you jump into buying with your parents, your siblings, or adult children, there are some things you need to know. So grab your notebook because we're going to break down some critical items you want to talk about to buy as a family unit. Okay, here we go. Let's be real for a second. The housing market can be very challenging right now. Home prices are up, interest rates are up. So for many people, the dream of home ownership feels out of reach. But here's where multi-generational buying comes in and becomes a game changer. Instead of competing against each other for housing, families are joining forces. So think about it. Your parents might have equity from their current home but want to downsize while you're struggling to save for a down payment. Or your adult children might have a good income but poor credit history. When you combine resources, suddenly doors start opening that were previously locked shut. But here's the thing, and this is where a lot of families mess up. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this. Let's start with the first critical decision you need to make. Who's going to be on title and who's going to be on the mortgage? This isn't just a technical detail. This decision impacts tax decisions. What happens when someone wants to sell their share? You have several options here. First, you can have joint tenancy, where everyone owns equal shares, and if one person passes away, their shares automatically go to the other owners. Then there's tenancy in common, where people can own different percentages and can sell their share independently. There's also the option of having just one or two people on the mortgage while others contribute to the payments through a separate agreement. Each option has legal and financial implications. So talk to your attorney, talk to your tax person. This is why having these conversations early and getting proper legal advice is absolutely critical. It can be torn apart because they did not talk about this up front. So finding your dream home and getting your offer accepted can be challenging if you have not talked about this. Number 2, let's talk about the actual property you're looking for, because not every home is suitable for multi-generational living. You want to look for properties that offer privacy and independence for each family member unit while still allowing shared spaces and connection. Perhaps an ADU, which is also an accessory dwelling unit. The beauty of an ADU is it provides independence while keeping the family close. A duplex is another fantastic option. You get 2 separate living spaces, often side by side, which can be perfect for 2 generations who want to be neighbors rather than roommates. But maybe the most overlooked option is a large single-family home with a smart layout. So look for homes with either multiple large bedrooms, separate entrances. Even something as simple as a home with a bedroom on different floors can provide privacy that different generations need. The key is thinking beyond the typical nuclear family layout. You need spaces where a teenager can have their music loud, if possible, where grandparents can have quiet time, and where parents can work from their home office without constant interruptions. Number 3. Here's something most people don't consider until it's too late. Planning for future changes. Life happens, right? People get married, divorce, change jobs, or decide they want to move across the country. You need to have a plan for these scenarios before you buy. What happens if one family member wants to sell their share? Do the remaining owners have the right of first refusal? How do you determine the property value for a buyout? What if someone stops contributing to the mortgage payments? What if someone wants to bring in a romantic partner or spouse? You want to talk about these things before everyone's emotions. You should also consider the long-term trajectory of your family situation. Are elderly parents likely to need assisted living in the future? Are young adults planning to start families that might outgrow the space? Are there career changes on the horizon that might affect income contributions. The most successful multi-generational home purchases I've seen are the ones where family members plan for change rather than assuming everyone will stay the same. 4. Finally, let's talk about working with a real estate professional who understands multi-generational buying. This is a specialized territory, and you want some navigated these waters before. A good agent will help you identify properties that work for multiple family members, understand the financing options available to you, and can recommend attorneys, lenders, and other professionals who specialize in this area. They should also help you think through the scenarios you might not have considered. Similarly, you want a lender who understands the complexity of multiple buyers with different financial profiles. Some lenders are much more flexible than others. It also helps be creative in these times. Lastly, listen, multi-generational home buying can be an incredible strategy for building wealth and keeping families close, but it requires careful planning, clear communication, and the right professional support. The families who do this successfully don't just stumble into it. Approach it with a plan. If you are considering buying a home with a family member, my biggest piece of advice is to start these conversations early and get professional guidance. Don't let emotions or assumptions drive the process. Drop a comment below and share your experience. If this video was helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more real estate insights. And if you're serious about making a multi-generational purchase happen, DM me and let's start a conversation about your situation. Until next time, happy house hunting.